right, so the first thing is kind of know, hopefully when you're going to be graphing this, that what's going to happen is you're going to start at your 0 for your theta, pi over 2, your pi, your 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi, 5 pi over 2, and then 3 pi. Now, in your calculators, make sure your calculator is in radian mode. And literally, the easiest way to do this is to put in your calculator 4 cosine, parenthesis, and then whatever it is. And to write it down, I'm going to put the second one, so you'll know what to enter. And this is how you're going to get those numbers. So the first one we're going to actually put in is 4 cosine of 0, though. So on my calculator, I have to push mode, and you can't see that. If I turn this on, if you can see it. And I have to put it in radian. So then I'm going to second quit out of that, and I'm going to go 4 cosine of 0. And I get a 4. Alright, so my number is a 4. Then I'm going to change it 4 cosine, and where I'm getting that from is right here. So and I'm going to change 4 cosine, so 4 cosine of pi over 2. Where's my pi? Pi, whoops, divided by 2, end of parenthesis. And I get 0. Changing it to pi.
How do you get it in like the radian or something?
To 4. So try to fill it in while I'm filling in mine. See if you can fill in yours.
Where do you get all these?
The top ones, well, what I do is I know that I have to go every other one, so it's right up here. So 0, pi over 2, pi. Then you have your that one, your 3 pi, and the reason it's every two is because of the unit circle. So you have 0, you have your 90, your 180, your 2. So it's stopping at every quadrant. So that's why that's why those are the numbers we're using. But it's every other one, and it's coming from the graph right there, though. Because you can do the other ones, but they won't be nice numbers. So I start with 0 and I do every other one. Okay. So 3 pi over 2. You get 0. And then we have our 2 pi. Is 4.
What?
5 pi over 2. And hopefully you guys are realizing now there's a pattern. So at this point even you could probably go and do your pattern. So it goes 4, 0, at pi is 0, and then it should be down here. If I did it right, it goes down, down, up, up. So we have up, and this one should be up. And then it's going to go down, down. And the same way here, since we went up, up, this is going to go down, down, then up, up. And so then when you connect these points, make sure that they are connected with a curve. You want to make sure you're connecting them with a curve. Yes. All right. The period, remember the period of a function is how long does it take to do our pattern? And our pattern is down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. So our period is 2 pi. Amplitude is how tall is it? Well, our amplitude is 4. once you get -3, you can always put it back in here and see if it's right. Remember that we started with this problem and it said 6 to the -3 is equal to 1 over 216. You could put that in your calculator and make sure it's right, but this is what you just found. So you can always check your work. 21, you probably can see right away. You set it equal to x. So we have 7 to the x is equal to 49. Most of you already know what x is. X is 2. Logs are exponents. Since they're exponents, when we add exponents, what are we doing to its base? We're multiplying, right? Because remember, x times x, we add our exponents. So, the first thing you always have to do is jump my guy up. So he's going to jump up. So I have log base b of w to the 6 plus log base b of the t to the 4th. Last thing I have to do is just multiply my bases. So I have log of b is w to the 6 times t to the 4th. And if I were you, I'd write these problems or problems like that on your review sheet or on your cheat sheet. You can have front and back of 8.5 by 11. I will tell you, it will be beneficial to you if you have that. Beneficial, yes. All right, last, oops, yep. Last thing before lunch is, what is the formula for compounding continuously? PERT is right. A equals P to the E to the RT. I'd make sure you had that on your sheet too. It says, suppose you invest $800, ladies and gentlemen. Invest $800 annually. Annual interest of 3.3. So you have to move the decimal place over 2 spots. 0.033. How much money will you have in 1.5 years? Make sure when you put this in your calculator that you put a parenthesis around that. So you'll have 800 times E raised to the 0.033 times 1.5. So you'd have $840 and approximately 60 cents. Oops. All right. That is a long time. All right. After lunch, I'll take questions if you guys have them. If not, you'll just be studying on your own.
Let's roll.